Hello. If you'd have asked me a month ago who Simone Biles was, I wouldn't have had a clue, not being up with ladies' gymnastics. I know who she is now, of course, as we all do. She's obviously a very gifted gymnast who, up until this year's Olympics, had won 31 global medals, 23 of them gold, including 4 golds at the last Olympics at Rio. Well, what went wrong? It is hard for me to imagine. Simone has 4.9 million followers on Instagram. About 4.9 million fewer people will watch this. What's been cited as her problem is mental health. But on television, though she's obviously been upset, she's certainly rational and indeed very lucid. It would be very easy to speculate what's happening to Simone. Had she come under overbearing pressure from her coaches or her family to achieve and perform? Well, from what we can see on the surface, seemingly not. Everybody seems to want to put her as a person first. Maybe the pressure was from within herself. Her most revealing remark was, "It's not fun anymore." At the age of 24, she's been there, done that, got the medal, got the hat in gymnastics. And having thoroughly enjoyed it, though she'd still got the skill and the athleticism, the joy had gone. And who wants to give a lot of time and energy to something you're no longer enjoying? To take this a step deeper, is God calling her into something different and new? I have no idea whether Simone has a faith or not, and if she has, how deep it is. But the Bible and history are full of people whose ongoing life is interrupted by God calling them into something different to serve his purposes at a particular time in a particular place. Moses, who by chapter 3 of Exodus sees himself as a failed revolutionary saviour of his people, and for decades has resigned himself to life as an obscure shepherd in the wilderness, sees a burning bush and finds that God has a whole new life for him to live. Amos was minding his own business looking after sheep when God made him his spokesman. The disciples all had their own lives, as fishermen, as doctors, revolutionary terrorists or tax collectors, all sorts of things they were getting on with, but then they're interrupted by God's call to discipleship. Even vicars aren't immune from these divine interruptions. Isaiah was getting on with worshipping in the temple when suddenly he saw God himself there in the temple, and his life was no longer the same, and he became another of God's prophets. Interruptions, I suppose, can be disturbing things, but sometimes God disturbs us. And when he disturbs us because he loves us, he disturbs us for something new and something better in our lives. Bye-bye.